You might have heard about looks maxing, but you might not have heard about team maxing, as I call it, which is simply the team multiplier to turn any hire into a lead-getting, revenue-producing team member. And even if someone isn't in a lead generation or revenue-producing role, how can you help them to you can get the most out of the talent that you have? All right. So let's talk about the mindset shift first. You cannot scale alone. At some point, you become the bottleneck. The solution is not working harder. The solution is building a team that does the work better than you. Here's the belief shift that changed everything. Old belief: if you want to do it right, you have to do it yourself. The new belief is, if you want to do it right, get someone to spend all their time doing it. Because if someone literally does one thing in your company and has one department, and that's all they do, over time, or from the get-go, they can do it better than you because you are, by nature, working on multiple things on the organization, right? So that's a super important belief to have, because most people think, no one can do it better than me, but it's wrong. It's about bringing the right person, teaching them with team maxing, which we will discuss right now, and like improving their performance. And secondly, it's realizing that if you give people time and give feedback, they are gonna get better, because if they are just doing one thing, then they're gonna get that much better, that much faster. For example, if you are doing 5 things in your company, including DMs, if you hire someone for your DMs to book calls in the appointments, or to sell people in the DMs, or to talk to your followers, whatever, then they might not be able to do it as good as you in the beginning, but if it's the right person and you help them to improve their performance, which is what we're going to talk about today, how to do that, and you give them time, they can get as good as you, because that's all they do. So they have faster feedback loops because they are spending time in their DMs while they're doing multiple things. So this belief is super, super important. And even if someone does it 80% as good as you still need to delegate it, because then you can spend a lot of time on something that's even more important, which is the priority of your business, right? So that's the mindset shift that you need to have. Now, you cannot do everything better than all of your employees combined, and every hour you spend on a $20 an hour work is an hour that you are not spending on a $10,000 hour work. And here's the profit system principle. Getting employees is the same process as getting clients, as we discussed in previous module. You advertise to them, you engage them, you qualify them, and you sell them on working with you. If you can get clients, you can get team members. It's the same skill, just different audience. Now, this said, let's talk about how do you increase that team performance and how to help them to get better. How do you team max? How to get the maximum out of your, and how does that work? So here's the framework. It's the free this training method that I've learned from Alex Hormozi, which is this is how you transfer any skill to any team member. There's 3 steps. Step number 1, you document. You write a step-by-step checklist on exactly how you do the task. Record yourself doing it multiple times with Loom or with any other softwares like this, just recording your screen. You watch the recordings and note every step. Then test, how can I produce an A+ result only following your own checklist? If yes, the checklist is ready. If you can't follow your own checklist, then your checklist isn't good, right? So you have what we call unconscious competence. So if you can do something, but you consciously don't know how, that's called unconscious competence. You are competent, but unconsciously. We want to take it and make it conscious competence by observing what you actually do. And most people think, oh, whatever do I do is so unique and it's so I can't like quantify it. It's not true. It's just that you haven't observed it. So I want to record it, put into analyze it, send to your team to observe how you do it, so they can figure out what is the things that you actually follow, turn it into a checklist, make sure that there's nothing that you can improve in your checklist. Every time that you want to do a specific thing, you follow a checklist. And then now you can give this checklist to your team. For example, if you make YouTube videos and you think, oh, no one can make YouTube videos for me because I have this unique process, you know, it's taste, it's this. It's just because you don't know what you're actually doing, but you are doing it subconsciously. So if you observe, okay, every time where I'm coming up with ideas, I do this, and then I do this, and I look at a good idea, I look at like 3 variables. Number 1, it needs to have this many views. Number 2, it needs to be about this. And then over time, you observe it. And then you turn it into a checklist, and you follow your checklist every time. And that's now when you can give it to someone else as well. It's intellectually hard, and sometimes we have an ego that we can't do it or it's not replaceable, which is not true. People replace SOPs and like document the process when they build the rockets, and some genius does something and figures it out, and then they think, oh no, I can't explain this, and it turns out they can. So if they can do it for things way more complicated than what we do, then you can do it as well. Now, so that's the step number 1. Step number 2 is you demonstrate. So you do the task in front of your team while you walk through the checklist step by step. If they stop you to ask questions, your checklist needs more detail. Update it on the script. Number 3, you duplicate. They do the task in front of you, following the same checklist. If they get it wrong, fix the checklist, not the person. Your goal, could a stranger get the same result just by following the checklist? That is the clarity to aim for. And it will take you time for you to build this, but once you build this, how much leverage you build into your organization, how much clear it is. Your organization is going to be so much more stable because you'll have clear processes. If something happens to a team member, you can show it to another person and they can do it, right? So this is super important. Now, the performance diamond. When performance drops, there are only 4 possible reasons. You need to diagnose it in this order. Number 1, communication. They do not know that you wanted them to do it. Have them describe their job and priorities back to you. If their understanding differs from yours, you have a communication gap, not a performance gap. And this happens more often than you think. Sometimes you gave the checklist to a person or you told them to do something and they didn't, and you think, oh, because they don't want to listen or whatever, they little didn't know that you wanted them to do that. They don't understand it. Which is like, because you are the founder, you have all of this context about your company, but that person doesn't. And you think that what's obvious to you necessarily is obvious to them, but it's not always the case, not necessarily, right? So you want to communicate, hey, did you want that you need to do this? Can you please repeat back, how do you understand it? And sometimes people will repeat it back and you think, oh, they just didn't know, and you communicate more clearly. All right, next is training. They do not know how to do it, so that's why they procrastinate. You do not ask your team, do you understand? Because they will say yes out of fear. Instead, have them demonstrate the checklist, you watch, and then you give them feedback. The third reason is motivation. They do not want to do it. 3 possible causes. Number 1, rewards are wrong. Timing, frequency, intensity, or source. Something about the work environment is demotivating. Something outside of work is draining their energy. Something personal happened, etc. So that's what affects them. So once you learn that, you can help them to solve that problems in personal life or give them time, whatever is the situation, and now they will do it, right? Best diagnostic question. Over the last time frame, your performance metric has changed from the norm. What do you think has gotten in the way and how can I help? This is the best question that you can ask. Number 4, circumstances. Something is literally stopping them. They are out of materials, their tools are broken, the system is down. Ask before assuming they are making excuses. For example, your content team might not be posting your videos, and then maybe because you ran out of videos and you haven't asked. Simple, but that does happen. Now, the meeting rhythm that keeps them producing. You can start with a daily huddle. So this is the start of the shift. Set expectations and goals for the day. It can be 5 to 10 minutes at max. Daily head of end of shift, report on results, praise, win, 5 minutes. So you can have a 10-minute call in the beginning of your day, 10-minute call at the end. You talk about what they're going to do at the end, if they did it and if they need any help. You can do this on a call or just in Slack, Telegram, WhatsApp, where you check in with them. This is what I'm going to do. And in the evening, they give you a report as well. Weekly one-on-ones, 30 to 45 minutes. You do coaching, feedback, skill development, problem solving, etc. These 6 to 11 touch points per week, it sounds like a lot. It's not. It's how you build a team that produces without you having to do the work. So yes, it will take you 20 minutes out of your day, but then they will do 8 hours or 10 hours or 12 hours of work, and they will get better at what they do, so everyone wins. Now, how to calculate your return on team. Total payroll divided by total engaged leads is cost per lead. Cost per lead times lead per client is cost of acquisition. LTGP, which is lifetime gross profit, divided by CAC, which is cost of acquisition, is your return. If you are getting at least 3 to 1, making $3 for every 1 person you spend on your team, you are in a good shape. You need to scale from there. Now, if you have a team that is a, let's say, client success delivery team, that you can't calculate it this simply. So what do you need to do is you need to understand how much you pay them and how much time they save you. So with this time, how much more money you can make, or how many client results are they getting, or how many testimonials and proof are they getting, right? So it will be a bit less measurable, but you want to make sure that this is worth whatever you're paying them, which almost always is the case. And the more they do this, the more you can pay them as well. Okay? So these are your action items. Number 1, identify the number 1 task you are doing that someone else could do. Number 2, document using the 3Ds method this week that we talked about. Number 3, hire or assign someone and train them. Use demonstrate and duplicate. Set up the daily huddle rhythm from day 1. Number 5, when performance dips, diagnose with the performance diamond before reacting. Don't get emotional and reactive. Why people aren't doing something? Go and say, hey, did you know that you needed to do that? Oh, great. No, okay, then do it. If they don't do it, hey, you don't know how to do it. This is how you do it, right? Or you didn't want to do it, so why the motivation? You investigate personal life, you help them with that as well, you make sure that the incentives are aligned, the environment is good, they can be honest with you and give you feedback. What is the reason that they can't do it? And if something is literally stopping them, then you do that. For example, you might have a team member that needs to do X, another team member asks them to do something else, so that they are now doing that. So that's stopping them from doing the thing that you said. So you can go and as a leader prioritize and say, hey, no worries, sorry, I miscommunicated. This is the priority, please let's do this first. I'll communicate to this person to move this task to number 2 priority after you finish this. So you can prioritize the resources of your team as well. So you make sure that you know that people know that they need to do it, they know how to do it, they know why they are doing it, right? And nothing is stopping them. And then once they do, you give them good feedback, you coach them, you help them. And if you do this, then your team is gonna take action and it's gonna be clear. So this is how you do team maxing, right? Which is you change your beliefs from my team isn't good to I need to hire the right people and train them and make it specific and actionable like this. And follow the steps to actually create checklists so people can follow and realize that it's not something magic in your head. It all can be duplicated if you spend your time, and you spend your time one time doing this and it pays off for months and years to come. You use the performance diamond to make sure that you are more clear with feedback to your team. And if you do this, then your team performance is going to increase. And you can also use the calculator to understand how much you're spending on the person a year and how much value are they generating. And of course, the value that they generate needs to be more than what you're spending. That's the whole point of having a great team. And if that's all good, then you are doing well. And you can continuously improve this, attract even better people, train them even better so they bring even better results, so you can pay them even more, and their growth can grow and your company can grow, so everyone keeps winning. That's the goal. That's how you team max, and that's how you get the most out of your team. So yeah, hope this video helped. This document will be down below. And this is super underrated, so please make sure to use it. Change your beliefs, use the document, demonstrate, duplicate framework, set the communication rhythm with your team, communicate clearly, give them feedback, help them improve. And if you do, then you can either have the problem of not doing this because this sounds like work, and then your only choice is to be stuck in your business and always have to do the things yourself. And if you prefer that, great, but I would not recommend that. I would recommend you to do this, so then you can have over time more and more time to focus on the thing that you are the best at on your zone of genius, and that's how you can get ahead of everyone else. Hope this was useful, and I will see you in the next video. Now, a lot of these trainings are available for free with all of the templates, AI tools, private feedback for you to be able to implement in your business. And guess what? It's absolutely free. So if you are interested, the link will be down below in the description and you can apply to join there.